you possess that helped shape you into the person that you are today?
Oh my gosh, guys, I was such a I don't remember. All I wanted to do was eat and just play. That is all I wanted to do when I was younger, right? So I think that still happens till today. I'm just always hungry and I always want to play around video games or whatever. So one thing that did help was when I was in primary school. I was in England for 3.5 years, and in primary school there was a subject called speech and drama, and it just forced you to speak in front of people, to present in front of people about certain topics and stuff like that. And I think that kind of helped me get a little understanding, even though I didn't know it at the time, of communication and what I needed to be doing. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
You also
I
love comic books,
Oh, I
superheroes,
love
and
comic books. I love reading, guys. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. 1st January, I'm going to be watching that Harry
yes,
Potter reunion. I'm so excited.
which
that can be another
we are
reason
waiting.
that shape your
Yep.
yeah, what you're doing right now.
Yeah, for sure,
So
man.
Next
yeah,
person. So
yeah,
the
we
next
go on.
person, I would like to hear from Farzana.
Hi, DJ Nazri. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Hi, DJ
So,
Farzana. It's my pleasure. What's going on?
one of your main points in your presentation was making eye contact. So,
Hmm.
personally, I find it a bit hard to maintain eye contact. I usually ends up with me thinking more about the eye contact rather than the conversation that's happening. So, what is your advice on making it a second nature?
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. I'm personally a big believer of if you want to get good at something, you keep doing it, right? Maybe, for you, it could be like a gym program where, okay, I'm going to try keep 5 seconds of eye contact before I look away. That's four, that's three, two, one. Then I'll relax, I'll compose myself a little bit, and I'll come back for another 5 seconds. And then maybe after that, I don't know. This isn't proven, Farzana. So, but this is something I would probably try. If I'm in a group, it's easier because I look around to everyone, and I just try to make sure that everyone, it feels like I'm looking at everyone. When I'm on a stage, Farzana, when I scan the room, I'm really not making eye contact with everyone, but I give the illusion that I'm engaging everyone, if that makes sense. Good luck.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Farzana. By the way, eye contact can be creepy sometimes.
Dude, yes, there is
Yes,
a big difference between eye contact and staring.
yes.
Don't stare.
Don't stare at people,
Yeah.
especially you don't know the person. Okay, moving on. Firdaus, let's go, brother.
Hello, my name is Ferdas and nice to meet you,
Nice to meet you,
Nazri.
Firdaus.
Today, I'm going to ask you a question that I asked to Chia Amos a few days
Okay.
ago. And we all know that you quit your job to pursue magic. And what advice will you give to us youth to follow our passion in the future?
Yeah. Like I said earlier, it's all about having a plan, having an emergency fund, and if you can get a stable job while you pursue your passion, even better, because that's like a little safety blanket, right? So I was working with Taib for maybe 1 or 2 years before I actually left because I was just trying to build up that safety blanket. I was trying to make opportunities happen on the side before I actually made the full commitment to pursue my passions. And yeah, and also something that I have to remind myself sometimes is just because it didn't happen in your 20s doesn't mean that it shouldn't happen in your 30s or your 40s. Like actors like Morgan Freeman only got famous or only got their big break so late in their life. So there's no time limit on what you want to achieve with your passions.
So there's still hope for me, right?
Oh, hells yes, Shaun.
Thank you so much,
Go
Nazri.
ahead, Sean.
Thank you so much for those.
Ryan,
Hi Nazri, pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Ryan.
I used
How
to
can I
see you
help
on
you?
the bank advertisement picture. Yeah, I think now
Yeah.
it's this one. Yeah, and then now I'm talking to you.
Yeah, it was. I was the brand ambassador for Baiduri for like a year and a half. It's done now, but yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
So let me apologize in advance because I got two questions.
one question, sorry.
Oh,
Oh, okay, okay.
Ryan, choose the best
Okay.
one, or
Okay, okay.
word it so that it sounds like one question.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry for that. Sometimes I'm yeah. How do you always improvise on the spot to say the right things? Because
Yeah.
that one is like totally unplanned.
Yeah. Well, so for example, I just usually have a bank in my head of things that could happen or stuff like that, or things that have already happened. Now they're just in this database in my head, so that if that opportunity does come up, I can make it feel like it's happened for the first time. I think that's one of the skills you need as like a magician or as a host. This is what happened at a gig. I pulled up a volunteer on stage and I was doing a needle swallowing act where I swallow needles and thread. And then I didn't know at the time, but she was a nurse and she was like, "Hey, don't worry, Nadzri, I can do CPR." And then everyone started laughing. And then I looked at her and I was like, "Oh, no wonder you took my breath away." And then the whole room went wild. So that was just something off the cuff. That's something in my head that I was like, oh, this would be so funny if I said this. So now I try to make sure to try push for that opportunity to happen again in the future, or it's just a funny story. So keeping a database in my head, and sometimes it may look improvised, but it's just made to feel like it was improvised.
Definitely, that's a process where you store and learn, and then you, through your own experience, your own failures, and all the opportunities, and then you store it in your mind.
For sure, Faisal, that's right.
Great,
All about the experience.
Mhm.
Moving
Great
on.
one.
Bye.
5, yes.
Hi, DJ Nadzri.
High five.
Hi, this is a good opportunity. So, oh my God, I actually have multiple questions, but I'll squeeze them up. So, how do you manage having like multiple jobs with like all eyes on you? Magician, all eyes on you. Being a DJ, ears. Being
All ears on you.
all eyes on you, especially with like compliments. Because if I hear compliments, I'll be like, oh, shy.
It's so weird, right? Oh my gosh, I feel the same way.
Fine, this is my favorite question of the day.
So you're asking
Very,
how
very
I
cool.
deal with people complimenting, or how do I deal with multiple jobs?
Which one do you think?
Yeah, well, in terms of multiple jobs, I keep a Google Calendar. I have different calendars for different things. I have my gym calendar, I have my personal calendar, my radio calendar, my gig calendar, my social media calendar as well. So they're all tabbed in different colors and color coordinated, so I know what I need to be doing at a different time of the day. That is one thing. I have a to-do list to make sure I stay on top of on board with everything else. In terms of the compliments, it's still so weird. I just laugh. I just giggle because I don't know what I need to do. So yeah.
Nadzri, I think Fai's question, among the many questions was, how do you keep up with having so many different professions with all eyes centering on you at each one of them? I think that was really, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, it's something I'm passionate about and something that I chose, right? So I chose to be a magician, and sure, I could be a magician just performing in my bedroom or anything, but I would love to be, I enjoy it more to be a magician on stage. So it's a decision I definitely made, which comes part and parcel with what I want to do and what I want to achieve. So yeah, I think just coming to acceptance with it.
Final 2 questions.
Thank you, Fai.
Fikri and then Joshua.
What's up, Fikri?
Hey, Nadzri. You're a very popular guy, right?
Fai, you see what you did, Fai?
The world. So I have a question. How did you get that Nadzri charm that people know and love?
The charisma.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You're gonna have to ask my mom. You have to ask my mom. I think, okay, so this is really interesting. I didn't know if I should have put it in the presentation, but I think this is a great time to bring it up. So about a year or 2 years ago, I was having a bit of an identity crisis. I wasn't sure of the magician I wanted to be. I wasn't sure what tricks I needed to perform. I was buying a lot of tricks that I didn't even end up performing because I wasn't sure of who I was. So I listened to this podcast and they asked one of my favorite magicians, his name's Jason Ladany, and he was like, how do you build your character and how do you choose what tricks to perform? So he said, I have three characters that I base my character of. I love James Bond because of how he interacts with girls and how he's always well dressed in a suit. I love Darwin Ortiz, which is another famous magician, just for how smooth he is with a deck of cards. And number three, he said, I loved my ex-boss, who was a con man in his music shop. He would sell you the cheapest thing, but make it seem like you walked out with the best deal in the world. So that's what he based his character off of. So that whatever decisions he make, would any of these three people use this trick or do this line or make this decision? So for me, it was the same thing. I decided to use an exercise and I chose three people that I look up to and that I wanted to base my personality off. Number one was G-Eazy. Super cool rapper, always in a leather jacket. He's just so smooth. He's just got swagger, and that's something I wanted to emulate. Number two was this mentalist, this mind reader called Darren Brown. He's from the UK, the most amazing mind reader you'll ever see with the best presentations on stage. He's got such amazing showmanship, and he was like the second person in that bubble. Number three was this other illusionist called Darcy Oak. He was so cool. He was doing all the big illusions, but he was telling a story every time he performed it. So it just made it seem a little bit more different, a little bit more modern, a little bit more cool. So nowadays, I loosely base all the decisions and my character or my presentations off, would any of these three people perform this thing? And that's how I sort of make my decisions. Does that help, Fikri?
I think I know the first one, the Nadzri. I think it's
cool.
Batman.
Thanks, Nat.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Fikri. Thank you.
The Batman got you influenced in the when you were young, right?
Definitely, man. Characters like Batman and Spider-Man, where they're always bullied or they're sort of like pushed aside, that stuff stuck a very strong chord with me growing up. So yeah, I didn't have a lot of friends in high school. I was always the odd one out. So, but yeah, I think it all worked out eventually. So
Last
questions.
We save the best for the last for this one. Joshua.
All right, Joshua. No pressure, Joshua.
All right. I'm still limited to one question, right? Just to check.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Nadzri need to eat.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Actually, my son's gonna have a shower after this. I'm actually in my son's room. This isn't a studio. Like I've got Pampers and everything over here, guys. Like, my setup is on his diaper changing station. So yeah, go ahead.
All right. Why did you choose to go into radio? You know, so many media things out there. Why did you choose radio?
I chose radio because that was the opportunity that was given to me at that time. And you know, it was fun. I get to talk about what I want to talk about. I get to play whatever music I liked. And it was the opportunity that I got at the time. So I took it, and I'm still doing it today. Honestly, I think in the future, I would like to be a TV host. That's definitely something I'm working on, and that's hopefully something I can try pull off next year. So.
All right.
It's one opportunity at a time.
Yep.
Right?
Anything
Shaun?
else?
Can I comment, Nadzri?
Yes.
If I don't know if you all have noticed this, Nadzri is like an encyclopedia in terms of knowing everything there is to know about magic. You know, the number of names that he mentioned. It's mind-boggling. If you love basketball, you need to learn about basketball history. If you love whatever it is, you can't tell people you are passionate about if you do not dive right in.
Correct.
You know,
and that's how you know you're passionate. You dive all the way in.
Yeah. So you can't tell me that you are serious unless you do what Nadzri does. And that I think is the reason why he's so great at what he's doing. So tonight we are hearing what is not said by just watching you, Nadzri. Thank you for being such an amazing role model to all of us. Thank you for your inspiration.
Thank you for having me, guys, and I wish you all the best. I can't wait to see what else you guys churn out of this BIBDS 2021.
Thank you. Guys, give it up. Nadzri, go makan.
Let me take a quick screenshot of everyone right here.
Wow.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Faisal, Amil, Naziru, excellent job. Well done. Great preparations.
Thank you, Shaun. Thank you for
Can
the
I give
opportunity as well.
Thanks, DJ Nadzri. Thanks,
can I give the last
moderator.
message?
Good point.
Excuse me, sorry. Can I give one last speech for everyone? On behalf of my team, we would like to say thank you to DJ Nadzri for your time up until this 6:30 p.m. And thank you for the audience. Thank you, Shaun, my man. We love you. And thank you for BIBDS for this amazing event. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you.
I'm Mooney. Take it away. Let us go home.
Okay, actually, it's supposed to be Farah, but I'll say a few words. It's been amazing, you know, the chat was flowing with all comments, like how great DJ Nadzri is, and you've become everyone's you've become everyone's inspiration. Even though you were, but now you've added on more fans to your fans list.
I hope so.
Now I'll give the floor back to Farah.
You didn't have to, Aimuni. I could let you go on. But the session has to close somehow. And I think if I let her talk, it'll be a bit too long. So thank you so much, Nadzri. And that session was indeed magic. From magician to DJ to coach, I don't know how you do it. But we're so happy to have you share with us so much of your wisdom. And today one of the things that we can definitely learn from you is how we can turn passion into courage. So if it's something that you're definitely passionate about, you'll just have to be ready to take the leap. And that's definitely something that we'll have to learn to try in the future.
Wow, Farah, what a way to close out. Well done.
Only with your words, Nadzri. I'm only borrowing your words. And that brings this close to this week to a close, unfortunately. So we only have one more week left to go, and we'll see everyone next week. So we're putting in the chat box the link for the feedback, but we'll also be sending it to you via WhatsApp. So everybody, kindly remember to fill in the feedback form as well as to do your homeworks and assignments. They're there for a reason, and it's all to help you grow. So thank you, everyone. Stay safe, and see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Take
Thank
care.
you so much,
Enjoy your
everyone.
dinner.